Hey, just a little reminder that if you guys are subscribed to me, or if you want to subscribe, there's a little bell right next to the little subscribe button. Go ahead and check that little bell, or click that bell and check mark that little box that says send all notifications from this channel. Otherwise, YouTube is doing this funky thing where it's not always letting you know every time I upload a video. So check that and then you'll get notified every time I upload. All right. So this nail design is inspired by this beautiful, gorgeous woman you see right here. Her name is Julia, and her Instagram handle is right here, Beauty by Julia. You guys really need to check her out. As soon as I saw this picture of hers, I said, oh no, I gotta get on it. Immediately, I had visions of this nail design that you're about to see next. So stay tuned and see what I created based on that picture, and really go check her out on Instagram. She is killing it. She's so creative. All right, but moving on to the design. So as you saw, I started with pointy nail tips, and I'm just cutting off the tip of the nail tips, and because I wanted a little bit shorter, and I'm going for an almond type of nail. I am going to start filing the side walls of my nail tip just a little bit to bring down the narrow, to bring them a little bit narrow, and then I'm also going to be filing down the tip to make it a little bit shorter, and also to make it more into that almond shape that I want, because I don't want them so pointy. I want them to have more of an almond shape. And FYI, it's probably, you already know this, but for those of you who don't, it's called an almond shape because it literally has the shape of an almond, you know, like crunch crunch, like the nut, the kind you eat. Yeah, that's why. And here you're probably going to start to see the shape of the almond starting to take form, and I like to do this slowly. Here the video is sped up for faster viewing, but I take my time so I don't file away more than needed, because once you file away, you cannot obviously bring back that shape. So I do it slowly and take a look back and observe the nail, make sure, you know, remove the dust and make sure that I'm not over filing, and compare it to my previous nail so I make sure it's okay. Then I remove the dust, and I'm using the Mia Secret Extra Bond Primer, and I do one coat, let that, and then right before applying my acrylic, I put another coat. Now, the reason that I put a very thin pearl of clear acrylic on my natural nail before I actually start applying my glitter is because I want to protect it from the glitter. And the reason I say protect it is because glitter is very hard to remove. The same way that it's very hard to remove glitter polish from your natural nail, it's very hard to remove glitter acrylic from your natural nail. And to avoid over filing in order to remove it, I put a clear layer of acrylic in order to act like as a barrier. That way when I put down my my glitter, I'm actually putting it on top of the acrylic, not directly on top of my natural nail. And when I go in to remove it with the file, I'm filing over the acrylic and not my natural nail. And I'm just showing you the materials that I used. As you saw, I bought just craft store glitter that doesn't bleed, and those are what I used to make the mixes. And then that black bag that I showed you with iridescent mylar shreds are just bags that I got at the dollar store, and they're long, those long shreds. I just cut them up in little pieces, and then that's what I used. I didn't mix them in with acrylic, they're just separate like that. And then with my wet acrylic brush, I just dipped it in the monomer, and then I grabbed it wet and applied it on my very wet bead of acrylic that I had on the nail. Then I also used that little jar that I showed you a little bit ago, were just like little sticks of glitter sticks. They literally look like little thin shreds of glitter. They're very fine and thin, and I don't know how to describe them. But when I applied the mylar iridescent shreds that I cut up, I put a wet bead of acrylic first, and then with my wet brush, I pick up the little pieces, I lay them down on top, and then I made sure I pressed down with my brush as for them not to be bulky or raised, and for them to dry flat into the nail, so that when it's time to encapsulate the nail, it doesn't become bulky, and also they're completely covered and encapsulated in acrylic so that the nail isn't too thick. And these are the little sticks that you see there that look like little thin stripes. I also just got those with a wet brush and applied them wherever I wanted to apply. This right here are my favorite My favorite mix is just basically acrylic and if I move my head, you'll see them, the little circle dots, iridescent dots that I showed you at the beginning, one of the 2 tubes. Oh, I think I got those. It was just my local craft store, but you can find them anywhere. My favorite mix was those little dots, and those are some of the ones I could see like kind of on Julia's picture, those and the mylar flakes. Oh, it was just so beautiful on her picture. You guys really need to check her video out, or not her video, check her Instagram out. But actually she also has a YouTube channel, so if you check out her Instagram, I'm sure she has a link to her channel. But yes, beautiful creative makeup looks that she does. She's so talented. I swear she's giving me so many ideas, she's inspired me to do many nail designs based on her makeup looks that she has done. But yes, basically I'm just applying this, and I have really none of the nails are exactly the same. I'm just applying them however I really feel like applying the decorations, the glitters, and just making sure I pat down so that the mylar especially isn't raised and it dries completely flat, so that when it comes time to encapsulate, the nail isn't too bulky. And it is very important to encapsulate completely, otherwise the decoration is if you don't encapsulate completely, there's going to be gaps and places where the decoration is going to kind of start peeling or chipping off, and you don't want that. And just to clarify, by decoration I mean the glitter mix that I put, like all the chunky mylar and all of that. It tends to kind of be a little bit raised, so that's why we have to encapsulate that very well. And the reason that I'm pointing my finger down throughout this whole process is because I'm trying to avoid the acrylic to seep up into the cuticle area, so I don't have any premature lifting. So that's why I'm pointing down. And I tried a different recording technique, so hopefully I didn't get out of frame as much as I do in previous videos. So hopefully that improved, let me know. But after that has dried, I started filing and shaping the side walls and underneath and over the nail. And after I did that, I went with my buffing blocks, first with the purple one, which is the medium coarse, and then I finalized with the fine buffing block, which is the white one, and removed all dust, washed my hands, which is off camera, and then I returned to do the gel top coat, which currently my favorite gel top coat that I am using is from Madame Glam. Super long lasting gloss. I love it. And so when I do a very transparent nail design like I did here, I always put a gel top coat or gloss underneath the nail, so that the shine is even shinier. But this is the final result. I hope you did enjoy this design. If you did, please comment down below, and don't forget to like this video, because that lets me know and lets YouTube know that you did enjoy it. And don't forget to stop by my Instagram, because you're going to see a lot of pictures and little video clips that I don't always share here on YouTube. So visit me on Instagram. And also, thanks so much for your support. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Share this video with your friends. Comment down below anything you want to see. Once again, I really appreciate you guys, and see you at the next one.